Okay, so we're diving into natural healing today, and I've got this list of 10 secret steps to healing your body naturally. Some of this stuff is honestly pretty out there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was looking this over, like, is this legit? But also kind of intrigued.
Totally. Like,
Mhm.
sign me up for the good stuff, but I'm also a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for, right? To
I
dig
feel
into it.
exactly. Let's unpack it.
So first up, it's all about the gut. They call it the second brain.
Mm,
I mean, I kind of get it, gut feeling and all that.
right. But it's more than just a feeling, turns out. This whole microbiome thing. It's like a universe in your intestines.
Okay, so lots of bacteria, we know that. But how does that affect, like, everything else?
Well, think about it. Your gut is basically processing everything you take in, right? But it's not just about breaking down food.
Right, okay.
Studies are showing that the types of bacteria in your gut can actually mess with or help your neurotransmitters, those chemicals that control your mood, your focus, all that.
So, like, my gut bacteria could be making me grumpy.
Maybe. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but yeah, the connection is there.
Wow. Okay, that's kind of blowing my mind.
It's wild, right? And then there's this whole intermittent fasting thing. That's step 2 on the list. And that ties into the gut, too, in a way.
I've dabbled with fasting, on and off. Mostly for weight management, if I'm honest.
Sure, yeah, that's a big reason people do it. But there's this other process, autophagy, that happens when you fast.
Autophagy. Never heard of it.
It's like your body's cleanup crew. When you don't eat for a while, it starts breaking down old, damaged cell parts and, recycling them.
So it's like a cellular detox.
Basically, it's thought to, like, protect against disease, improve brain function, even slow aging.
Okay, now that's something I can get behind. So not just skipping meals, it's actually giving my body a chance to repair itself.
Exactly. And the good news is you don't have to go crazy with it. Starting with a 12-hour overnight fast is a good way to ease in.
Yeah, totally agree. Small steps, see how your body responds.
Right, it's not about deprivation, it's about giving your system a break.
Okay, now this next one, nature's pharmacy. This is where I feel like things get a little, I don't know, folksy.
Yeah, I hear you. But honestly, some of the stuff like turmeric, I mean, it's been used for centuries for a reason.
Totally. Turmeric, I'm with you there. Amazing for inflammation. I put that in everything.
Right, that curcumin and turmeric is like a magic bullet. Joint pain, boosting your immunity. There's even research on it helping with some chronic diseases.
Right, okay. So turmeric, that's a win. But what about some of these other herbs, like ashwagandha? What even is that?
Ashwagandha, it's an adaptogen. It basically helps your body deal with stress. And then there's ginger, classic for digestion, and ginseng for energy. I mean, these are just a few examples. There's a whole world of herbs out there.
Okay, so nature has answers. I'm down with that. But this next one, earthing, grounding, I'm not sure about this one.
I know, it sounds a little woo-woo, right? Like hug a tree and all that.
Exactly. But what does the source actually say about it?
Well, the idea is that direct contact with the earth, like walking barefoot on grass or sand, it's supposed to help balance your energy.
Balance my energy. Okay, how?
Something about electrons. The earth has these free electrons, and when you're in contact with it, they flow into your body and supposedly neutralize free radicals, which are those, unstable molecules that cause damage and inflammation.
Hmm. I'm not sure I'm buying it, but I do love walking barefoot on the beach.
Right. I think there's something to be said for just connecting with nature, even if the science isn't totally clear yet.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Okay, what's next?
It-
Structured water. What is structured water?
I know, right? Like, isn't all water the same? But apparently not. This source says structured water is, like, more organized at a molecular level.
Organize.
Yeah, so the molecules are arranged in a specific way that makes it easier for your cells to absorb.
So regular water is like messy, and structured water is like tidy. And tidy water is better for you.
Something like that. They say it hydrates you better, improves nutrient absorption, even boosts energy levels.
Okay, I'm gonna need to do some more research on that one. But it's interesting. Now, sleep. Step 6. No surprise there. We all know we need sleep.
Right, but it's not just about feeling rested. Sleep is when your body does all its major repair work. Muscle growth, tissue repair, hormone regulation, it all happens while you sleep.
So if I'm not sleeping well, I'm basically sabotaging my body's healing process.
Pretty much. And it goes beyond physical healing, too. Your mental and emotional health also take a hit when you're sleep deprived.
Okay, so how do we create this sleep sanctuary they talk about?
It's all about setting yourself up for success. Make your bedroom dark, quiet and cool. Ditch the electronics at least an hour before bed.
Yeah, the blue light, I know. It messes with your melatonin.
Exactly. And if you need a little extra help, try some natural sleep aids like magnesium or chamomile tea.
Sounds like a plan. Now, step 7, detoxing your life. This feels overwhelming. Where do we even begin?
It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's about making small, conscious choices.
Like what?
We'll start by looking at the products you use every day. Cleaning supplies, personal care products, even your food. Are there healthier, more natural alternatives?
Yeah, I've been making that switch. Natural cleaning products, organic foods when I can afford them.
Right, it all adds up. And don't underestimate the power of fresh air. Open your windows, let your house breathe. It's amazing how much of a difference that can make.
I love that.
Hmm.
Simple but effective. Okay, breath work. Step 8. We all breathe, right? Why is this a step?
We do all breathe, but most of us don't breathe very well. We take shallow breaths, especially when we're stressed, which actually triggers our stress response even more.
Right, so it's a vicious cycle.
Exactly. But with conscious breath work, we can break that cycle. There are techniques like diaphragmatic breathing, where you breathe deep into your belly, and it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's supposed to be really calming.
It is. And then there are more intense techniques, like the Wim Hof method, which combines breath work with cold exposure. It's said to have all sorts of benefits, from increased energy to improved immune function.
Okay, maybe I'll start with the calming breaths and work my way up to the ice baths. Now, alkaline foods. This is another one that's always a bit confusing for me. What's the deal with alkaline diets?
The basic idea is that eating more alkaline-forming foods helps balance your body's pH levels, which can get thrown off by things like stress, processed foods, and environmental toxins.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? What kind of foods?
Think lots of fruits and vegetables, especially leafy greens, cruciferous veggies like broccoli and cauliflower, lemons, cucumbers, basically whole, unprocessed foods.
That's pretty healthy overall.
It is. And it's not just about what you eat, but also what you drink. Water is obviously important, and some people also find that things like green smoothies and herbal teas can help alkalize the body.
Okay, so eat your greens, drink your water. Got it. And finally, step 10. Emotional healing. This one really stands out to me because it's not something you typically see on a list of health tips.
Right, but it's so important. Our emotional health is just as important as our physical health, and they're deeply interconnected.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that stress can manifest physically.
Exactly. And untreated emotional trauma can lead to all sorts of physical symptoms, from chronic pain to digestive issues to autoimmune disorders.
So ignoring our emotions is basically like ignoring a ticking time bomb.
In a way, yes. And the
Okay.
good news is there are so many tools and techniques available to help us heal emotionally.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, therapy is obviously a great option if you have access to it, but there are also things you can do on your own, like journaling, meditation, mindfulness practices, even things like EFT tapping, which can be really effective for clearing emotional blocks.
I've dabbled with journaling and meditation, and I have to say, they do help. It's like creating space for those emotions to come up and be processed.
Exactly. And it's not about getting rid of emotions altogether. It's about learning to manage them in a healthy way.
I love that. This whole deep dive has been so eye-opening. It's like, yeah, we all know we should eat healthy and get enough sleep and manage our stress, but this really lays out the why behind it all. It's not just about living longer. It's about living better, feeling better, being our best selves.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So here's a question for everyone listening. What if the key to healing isn't some magic pill or secret formula, but rather the power that already exists within each of us? Explore these 10 steps, find what resonates with you, and start tapping into your own incredible healing potential. Because the truth is, you have the power to heal.